So the hair that I'm using for this install is from Megalook. Their information will be in the description box. They sent me 3 bundles of 22 inches and a 16-inch closure. It's blonde. It looks like this. For this install, you will need Got to Be Glued, bond protector. This is called Morning Glory. You're going to need your glue. I use the 30-second glue. You're going to need scissors, a white eyeliner pencil, your wig cap, and a little brush to apply your protectant. So my hair is already braided. Woohoo! It's terrible braids. They're old. Don't judge me. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and bobby pin my braids up to my head because this works for me, and this is what it looks like. It's going to be under my wig cap anyway, and nobody's going to be able to tell. So I know at the beginning I showed a black wig cap, but I actually wound up using a tan one because I figured since it's a closure, should use a tan wig cap and treat it like a wig install, right? So don't mind right here. It looks so thick because I accidentally put on 2 wig caps. You can use 2 wig caps if you want to. I just prefer not to, so I just went ahead and took that one off. It's just easier for me. I don't need to. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut out my ear holes. I'm basically doing the foundation like I would a wig install, the foundation being the wig cap. So I'm just cutting out the holes for my ears and making sure it fits properly. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply the wig, is it wig bond protector? The hair protectant. So I'm going to start by applying the protectant around like the edges of my hair. I really just want to kind of create an outline so I can see where like my hair ends underneath the wig cap, and this is going to be like an indicator of where I need to stop my tracks. So that's why I just started here, and I only have a little bit left. I don't have a ton, so I just really wanted to make sure to use it in these areas first, and then I'm just going to apply it everywhere else. Like I said, I don't have a lot, and I don't always use a bunch of this. I just really use this more so for the perimeter of my head. But what I really do is go in with the freeze spray afterwards to fill in like any gaps that I missed with the Morning Glory. I also like the freeze spray because it makes the cap hard once it's dried, and so I make sure to apply like a good bit of it, like to really saturate the cap, and then I'm going to go in and blow dry it. I feel like this really helps the cap, stops the cap from shifting as well, so you really want to make sure your foundation is good. So this is the hair that I'm using for the install. The color is called P427 Highlight Bundles, but I'll link it below. This is all the hair that comes on a single bundle. You get quite a bit of hair, and this is just an up close of what the track itself looks like. So to start, you're going to measure the track from ear to ear, and you don't want to start at the very, very bottom because you're going to cut that excess cap off, but you want to start like an inch above that. So I'm just going to feel like where the cap ends on the sides, and I'm going to measure it, and then I'm going to cut it and then measure it one more time just to make sure it fits right. And then I'm going to apply the glue. The glue I'm using is called the 30-second glue. It looks like this. And you want to make sure not to apply too much glue onto the track. So this is how much glue I apply. I know it's kind of out of focus. I'll show you again a little bit later, but not too much and not too little, just the right amount. So I'm going to give it a quick little blow to dry it, and then I'm going to flip it over. You see how I'm holding it in my hands? I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to use my fingers to feel where I want the track to go, and I'm going to lay it in place. Before I press hard, I'm just going to make sure like it fits from side to side, and then I'm going to press it into place. Also, because it's the first track, I'm going to blow dry it just to make sure it's sealed in place. So now I'm just going to repeat this step over and over and over until I get towards the top. But I'm just going to walk you through the steps again. So now that we're starting on the second track, I'm feeling with my fingers where the last track stopped, and I'm using my fingers to feel my way across my head to get an idea of how much hair that I need to cut. And then after I cut it, I'm going to apply the glue again, and I did go back and remeasure it, but as I go on throughout this video, I'm going to start cutting that part out, because just know every time I apply a track, I measure it twice. I measure it one time to see how much hair to cut, and then I measure it again just to make sure I like how much it's fitting. So here you can get a better idea of how much glue I put on the weft. Not a whole bunch, but not a little bit either. I made sure to cover up all the gaps. And then I'm going to use my fingers to feel where the last track was, and then I'm going to apply the track. So as I get closer to the top of my ears, this is where that line of demarcation that you can see in my cap that I made with the hair protectant, this is where that comes into play, because this gives me a good idea of where I need to stop, like how far I need to bring my track to the front. I did realize on one side I could have brought it a little bit further, so that's why you see it going a little bit past that. But overall, I'm making sure that my tracks do not go past this line. So that the hair will flow properly. Also, as I move up a little bit more, not right here, but as I get up some more, I'm going to start curving the tracks. So this is how far one full bundle got me. It got me like halfway through my head almost, which is a really, really good amount. But now I'm going to apply the closure before I do any more. So I'm going to lift the front of my wig cap and use my white eyeliner pen to mark where I want the front of my closure to start, or end, I guess, or start. But yeah, so I like the white eyeliner pen because I can see it through the wig cap and I know how far to bring it down. I like doing this because I can't really tell through the wig cap alone like how far I need to bring my closure, so this just helps me out a little bit. So I'm going to measure it to make sure I like the placement and like how it looks and make sure everything looks okay. And before I apply it, I'm going to use my lace tint. I didn't bleach the knots because it's blonde hair, but I did want to tint the lace to make it more natural looking. And then I also used my cream makeup. I got this from Black Opal. I get this from Walmart. I put that all over the wig cap to kind of cover up some of the hair protectant that's still showing through the wig cap a little bit. It's completely dry, but of course, because my hair is black underneath, you can see black, so I just wanted to like color it so it can blend. So this is what the closure looks like with the glue on it. Yeah, I just put a good amount, and I'm gonna line up the front of the closure with that white eyeliner pen. Now I did bring it down just a little bit in front of the white eyeliner because I realized I wanted it to start a little bit lower, but not too far. And before I press it down into place, I'm gonna make sure the placement is perfect, meaning that it's centered. It's not too far back, it's not too far up, like it's exactly where I want it, because once you press this down, that's it. I mean, you can take it back up, but then you've like ruined the track. You know, it's no longer a fresh like closure anymore. Like now you have to like peel off glue and go through all that, and I don't want to do that. Now you can see how much hair I have left between my closure and my last bundle. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started on the second bundle. I did wind up using 2.5 bundles, but I'm going to go ahead and speed through the rest of this a little bit because I'm basically now just filling in the gaps. So we're doing the same steps, going from side to side, measuring it, gluing it, repeat, you know, same steps. So finally, we're done with the installing part of the tracks and everything. This is what it looks like, but now it's time to style it, which is the second half of the battle. You got to style it and make it look natural. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my hair up and go ahead and cut off that excess cap. So I decided I wanted to glue the front of my closure down, but you can use like Got To Be Free spray or the Wig Bond spray if you don't want to use glue. I just wanted the style to last a little bit longer, so I just did a thin layer of glue, and I'm going to blend it backwards or up with my comb, blow dry it a little bit, and then set my closure or melt my, the lace into the glue, kind of, the same way like you would with a wig. And just for extra protection, I'm taking my Wig Bond spray and spraying that all across the front of the hairline, into the lace, and then I'm going to blow dry it. This part is literally completely optional. You don't have to do this. I'm just being extra just to try to make it last a little bit longer. So to cut off the extra lace in the front, I'm just using my razor. I find it simpler to use. Well, ain't nothing easier than scissors, honestly. But I did use my scissors to cut off the thicker parts of the lace, like on the corners on each side of the closure. You know, like where I put the glue at. It's those thick pieces, and I really want to make sure that they're cut really well. So that's what I use my scissors for. So I decided I wanted to do a middle part, so I'm just plucking out my part. Because the hair is blonde, it was kind of harder to see the part. That's why I'm plucking it. And then I'm going to go in with my hot comb just to flatten out the closure. I love how flat it looks. Like, this is way flatter than any freaking wig that you could ever have, child. I don't know. But now I'm just using my rat tail comb and parting out my edges. I do my edges towards the corners where the thick part of the closure is, to kind of like cover up anything that I may not have been able to cut on honestly. And I just like the placement of it. So by this point, I was real tired, so I just decided to flat iron the hair. I really did not have the patience to curl it. But overall, the style didn't really take that long. It took me like 2.5 hours to do this, but that's because I've been doing this over and over and over. If this is your first time, it may take you a little bit longer. But yeah, so I'm just going through and flat ironing it. I did curl the hair later. And I remember when I curled the hair, I had to use some hairspray to get the curl to hold. This is really fine hair. So now I'm just going in with my concealer from NYX that is hitting pan, and a flat angled brush, and I'm just highlighting my part. So overall, the style is basically finished, but just one last little thing that I'm going to do. As you can see the sides here, you can see a little bit of the cap peeping through, like on the sides, like it's because I used a white cap instead of a black cap. So what I'm going to do is take a black eyeliner pen and just color it in with eyeliner, and you can't even tell the difference. This just makes sure, like when the wind blows or something, like you can't see cap and you don't look crazy. So this is the finished look. I'm really happy with how it came out. The hair is 22 inches, but it's really long. It's hanging like a 24, 26 almost. Maybe not 26, but like a 24. And it looks really, really natural, and it's really flat and silky. The hair is so pretty, and I had no issues with it. And I really love the color. It pops too. This highlight is super cute. It's like honey blonde highlights. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. All the information will be in the description box below. Adios, till next time.